Mostly for Scouters. Number 3, Scout Uniform History. This was actually a request by a viewer. We appreciate your requests. Send in those comments. Keep them coming. This video actually took quite a bit of research, and there may be some mistakes. Please feel free to let me know if any mistakes were made. I'll be happy to put updates in the comments. The Boy Scout uniform has been around as long as the Boy Scouts, since the very beginning. And there's been quite a few changes over the years. At the very beginning in 1910, the BSA chose an Army look-alike style, complete with Baden-Powell lemon squeezer hat. By 1916, the U.S. Congress had passed an act allowing the BSA to wear military-style uniforms, which are illegal for most citizens to wear. In 1922, the BSA came out with a new uniform, and it was mandatory. There was no activity uniform in early scouting, and scouts wore their uniform to every activity. The same uniform was worn for hiking and camping as dress occasions such as parades. The uniform included neckerchiefs, and the Smokey the Bear campaign hat was introduced. As you can see, the color was a dark olive drab khaki, and for the first time you see unit numbers and rank badges associated with the uniform. By the 1930s, the color of the uniform changed from British khaki to a more olive green color, and the cavalry-style riding pants gave way to regular trousers. In the 1940s, the color continued to be the same, and the style also basically stayed the same. But the flat cap was introduced, similar to the Army Airborne Garrison caps. This was a staple through the 1980s. In the 1950s, shorts and long socks are first introduced as part of the Boy Scout uniform. In the 1960s, the color of the uniform becomes darker, more of an olive drab shade of green, and the materials changed, with more of a cotton blend instead of the previous wool blends. In the 1970s, the red beret and soft baseball cap styles were introduced, and the patches for rank and councils and other patches became much more colorful. The first major change since the 1920s was in the 1980s, and this was the Oscar de la Renta uniform. This new design retained the cap or the beret, but the old olive drab colors were gone. The new shirts were a light khaki or tan color with epaulets that would hold colored tabs. The new green and red socks and shorts with large pants and pockets. This uniform would go mostly unchanged until 2010. During the 2010 centennial of the BSA, the organization updated the De La Renta uniform. New materials and styles allowed for cooler outdoor wear of the shirts and ripstop switchback pants. The new shirts had bigger pockets, as did the new pants. A new baseball cap was introduced that was all green, and as were the new tabs, replacing the old red ones, and a new wider belt, ditching the old belt loops. In 2019, the BSA moved into a new era by allowing girls into the organization. The Centennial Uniform was updated to get a fit that would fit girls better than the ones designed that were only for boys. The only other change is the stitching of Scouts BSA instead of Boy Scouts of America. This has been Scouter Rob. Like, share, comment, and subscribe, and hit the bell if you want more videos.